Well, guys, I'm just back from Germany. 10 days of laid back, beer drinking, schnitzel eating, and now I come home and in my mailbox is a couple of Kaba. This is a Kaba from Peter. He actually bought two of these off of Craigslist. He sent me this one kind of to give us an idea of what's inside. He didn't send the pins and, of course, no keys. But the interesting thing about this one, let's take a look here real quick. Let me get my pointer. Normal 6-pin lock, except it looks like 7. And if you look closely at this little guy, he's up on a raised ridge, and it's got some counter milling down the side of it. Don't worry about the counter milling. This is just a detent. I think this is probably more for key control. It is a pin you have to pick. I mean, it does bind in some sequence. I don't know how it's going to play out, but that undercut is simply to keep the pin from falling all the way through into the keyway. It's a cool looking keyway. Let me grab this guy here. Rounded up at the top there, but more importantly, let me grab a pick and I'll show you what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to have to turn it sideways. Strangely, it's kind of wide open. I'm going to pick off of that ledge right there. I'm going to use, this is a Tron from Sparrows. It's 25,000, nice and thick, so I can really put some leverage on a pin. Probably won't have to. These are usually pretty good tolerances. But it does reach all the way up on the top from that ledge. So access on this one at least shouldn't be too much of a problem. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pick this and then have a giveaway. I've been out of town. So never got around to doing the June giveaway. We're going to do that. I got some pretty exciting items picked out. But first, we got to pick this lock. Let me clamp it up and let's get started. If I don't get this thing picked, we're not going to have a giveaway. All right, I got this clamped up and just barely in the top right corner. I think right there you can see I've got the microphone as close as I can get it without bumping it with my hand, I think. So hopefully if this thing makes some noise and my neighbor doesn't fire up his chainsaw again, we'll be good to go. I am counting 6, and I can just feel a little detent, very light, right there, just tickling him in the front. He's a little higher than all the rest of those pins, so that means he's going to be hiding behind my tension wrench. Let me try to find a better tension wrench. Use that fat one. Maybe not. All right. We'll try that thin one. Got what we got. I'm not going to be able to control the core, though. All right, all the way in. I'm going to use light tension because Kaba's got good tolerances. And let's see what we can find out here. Looking for a binder. And they're all bound. Oh, I just touched 3. I got a very slight turn on that core. And I will take it. I can feel them moving, but they're not. That was the detent. I felt them moving, but there was like no clicking, no feedback, no turn on the core, no vibration whatsoever. I just kept super light tension and just moved up and down. And then I got a hold of that. Well, I can't lock it because I don't have a key for this thing. I'll take it, whatever. I will certainly take it, but I didn't expect it to go this quick, Peter. But I will use it. All right, get this guy out of the way, put him right here, and let's find out what we got in here. All right, flat tip. Move that microphone. You guys probably are deaf now that I just bumped it. Sorry about that. Well, if you guys haven't been to southern Germany lately, you need to go. All right, this is like super small. I don't even know if this guy... Yeah, this is the American, the Master Lock, the very smallest one. I think is 0.395 inches. That's what we're looking at here. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't even notice that, how small the diameter on that thing was. All right. I think we're going to be okay here. think we slide it in just like that. The pins should be on the top. And there we go. And they're all there. So there is kind of a T-pin on 2 there. If you take a look very closely, actually it would be 3. He's got a narrowed top. Let's go ahead and pull it out and take a closer look. Okay, that we knew he was shaped like that. That's strictly to keep from falling in the keyway. All right, come out of there. All right, that is a spooled key pin. Excellent. Another spooled key pin. Standard. He is tiny. And that's all we got. The only one that has countermilling is that first one, but it doesn't count as countermilling because of the shape of this little pin. The narrow part goes down the side of the hole, and the fat part keeps them from falling all the way through. All right, let's see what we got here. We'll grab a... You know, that's about as close as you can get without all the pins springing out of there. From the back, it's perfectly tight. But in the front, there's a whole lot of flopping around going on. All right, let's see if I can do this without damaging anything. All right, there is the first, that's the detent, and he had a little recessed edge on him. We'll take a closer look. Number 2 is a spool. 3 doesn't even want to come out of there. Check that out. He just barely breaks the shear line. And there's a tiny little spool. That's the smallest spool I think I have ever seen. You got to be a watchmaker. All right, what are we on? 4. Just starting to pop up back there. He's got some good spring on him. And he also, check that out, a very tiny spool. This must be micro spool week. All right, I would say I'm gonna flip him around and go from the other side, but I'm not sure how well that's gonna work out for us. All right, we should be pulling out number 7. He's a standard. 6. Another standard. And 5. Another standard. So nothing exciting back there. I'll bet all the springs are the same. Yeah. Nothing exciting there. Inside of the core, I see nothing. It's all standard. All smooth. No countermilling, no threading, no nothing. All right, guys. Here's what we got. Let me neaten this up just a little bit because that tiny spool, here we go. Put that guy down. Come on, lay down right. I would have thought with pinning like this, particularly these tiny little spools, that things would have gone just a little more difficult. We've got a little recessed edge on this guy, a little T-pin action going on, and then we had 3 micro spools, and the rest of these uppers were all standards. On the bottom, we had, don't even count him as a detent, but we did have 2 spool key pins. Very nice, all commercial. All right, Kaba, Peter, thank you so much. Keep shopping on Craigslist. Keep finding cool stuff like this. Be happy to open it for you. No keys, though, huh? It's the way it goes. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. Anyway, fellas, like I said, still burping beer from Germany. Jet lag, but we managed to get it open. Haven't lost all of my skills, but darn sure did my best to damage some brain cells. Anyway, thanks for your time, fellas. Stay safe. Stay legal. Man, I really did lose some brain cells over there. Seriously, I forgot all about the giveaway, and I know that's the only reason you guys were hanging around, but here we go. We have 2 giveaways. This is 1, and this is 2. The first one is going to be for, you guys have seen this before, the probably cream of the crop, top of the line training lock. This is the Ultimate Adversary. This one was donated to us by LearnLockPicking.com. I know you guys have seen these before, but there may be some new pickers out there that haven't. This is a 7-pin training lock. It's got threaded top, so you can pop out the caps and put in new pins, springs, and continually challenge yourself. You got a key and all the plugs, springs are right there. And then there's a big bag of all kinds of replacement parts, security pins, serrated, spooled, mushroom. It's all there, to include the wrench to put those caps back on. Very cool. Thank you very much, Learn Lockpicking, for donating it. And, by the way, Chris, you're the winner. You're going to get the Ultimate Adversary and a brand new Southord PXS 14 to pick on that thing with. The next one, you're going to get a Dino Quick Lockpick. You guys have seen this before. I did a review. It's got a little spring-loaded thing. I'm not going to unwrap it, and I've already done the review. But anyway, this slides down. You lock it in place. The picks come out the end. There are some replaceable tips for this as well. Very cool, unobtrusive. Looks almost like a pen, but you're going to lockpick. It's also a rake in here, if I recall. This pocket clip is the tensioner. You can work on a lock, Wormy. You're the winner of this set, and this is a brand new lock. This is the training cylinder from Multipick. I reviewed their Mark II before. This was waiting for me in my box when I got home. I noticed they'd made a change. After our comments last time, you guys were talking about, yeah, it's a training lock, but it doesn't have anything. It does now. They've started including a little box with all kinds of replacement parts, security pins, all kinds of European looking stuff in there. And they gave you a pair of stainless steel, probably nice enough to do self-surgery on. Anyway, the repin with. So top of the line stuff from Multipick as usual. Wormy, I will drop you guys an email and get all this stuff in the mail to you. Thanks again, guys, and sorry about the delay. I'll try to take better notes next time. Thanks, guys.